What is going on, guys? It is the ProdigyCraft here, back with round 9, episode 9 of Formula 1 2024 career mode. Today we're going to be doing the Canadian Grand Prix, and we've had a pretty massive update from EA yesterday on the 7th of June that overhauls a lot of issues that we've been having in the game. So one of the main issues that it has that it's fixed is the handling problems that we've been having. Apparently it's done a lot with the traction control and the AI's handling, as well as AI faults and other things like this. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what changes have been made and how the handling is. So join me in qualifying 1 after I get all the practice sessions done and out the way and get myself used to this new handling model in F1 2024.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Canada at the wonderful Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Who's going to come out fastest of all in the next hour? Yes, it's time for qualifying.
Right, so here we are in qualifying, and what can I say, the car does fundamentally feel a hell of a lot different than it did last race. It's like the traction is completely different. They really have revamped that. Before it was like you could just put the power down out of every corner and the car would stick. Now on medium traction you really are having to feather the throttle in. So it's really about relearning how to drive this 2024 car, which yeah, I admit it was a bit of a struggle in practice, and here we are now in a wet qualifying session. They're saying it's full wet conditions, it's absolutely pouring it down, so we're going to go out on a set of wet tyres now and see what sort of lap we can get set. It's going to be interesting to see how the car handles in the wet conditions with the traction as it is. P1. Last one to cross the line again on a wet track. Not a surprise we got a pole position now. I'm pretty happy with that. So at the end of qualifying 1 then, it is myself P1, Max Verstappen P2, Lando Norris P3 there. Where is the other Red Bull of Sergio Perez? It is out. He is out in P16. So another shock exit there for Sergio Perez, going out in Q1. That is not good for him. Kevin Magnussen there making it through in 11th position. We're pretty happy with that. The car feels completely different to what it did last race. Let's see what we get in Q2.
You're lapping slower than your teammate. Your teammate is faster.
A 1:12.2 on a dry track at the end of Q2 again puts us in first position at the end of Q2. So at the end of qualifying 2 there is myself P1, Max Verstappen P2, Lewis Hamilton P3, with Kevin Magnussen making it into the last qualifying session in 9th position. Very good for the Haas team, they'll be very happy with that. Let's see how the grid is set for tomorrow in Q3.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
That that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. Montreal is not only the second largest French-speaking city in the world, but it's home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. The name Villeneuve looms large over this one, but who can write their own legends today? It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on this circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Jackson lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Bottas, Stroll, Ricciardo, Ocon, Joe, Sargent, Perez, Tsunoda, Gasly, Leclerc, Albon, Fernando Alonso, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box once again, Naomi Schiff. Hi, Gnomes. We've heard all the rumours this week about this driver, and in the words of Joe Strummer, should I stay or should I go? And it seems, according to the rumours, they're staying.
It is a really interesting scenario. So this could mean two things. It could mean that they may have a better offer, or they've decided to stay with their team. So I really wonder today if we can tell by the driving style in the race whether they'll be showing off to maybe get someone's attention, or if they're going to take it a little bit more easy because they've got a secure situation going for them.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So here we are then, we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix, and away we go, and we are starting on the soft compound tyre in the pouring rain. Everyone behind us starting on the mediums. I've no idea why Formula 1 2024 has this bug in it, but as you can see, I am having to tiptoe around turn 1 there, as I have absolutely zero grip. I'm looking at my when my pit lap is. I'm changing my tyres to intermediates. You know we're coming in at the end of lap 1 to fit the intermediate tyres. There is no way that this is a dry race, but I have absolutely zero grip. But somehow the AI behind me seems like they have magnificent grip in this pouring rain. There's no DRS, and there won't even be DRS on lap 2 because the weather is just too bad. And I've gone on the soft compound tyre to allow me to go to the mediums after I pit for inters. I wanted a fresh set of mediums to go on after the intermediate weather because it does look like it is going to dry up in this race. So as we come around the hairpin here, you can see we have zero grip. I'm trying to get the power down. You can see the car is squirming all over the place. I'm unable to get the traction on the rear, but we did have a new handling update, and that probably isn't helping because we've got Lewis Hamilton flying past us there on the straight, but we're going straight on into the pit lane, and here we are now. Nobody else coming in for a set of inters, so they're all electing to stay on the dries in the wet. So I'm not quite sure what's going through their mind there. Lewis Hamilton setting a fastest lap of a 1:34.176 as we get them intermediate tyres on the motor and we leave the pit lane. Now, surprisingly enough, I can still see all the cars right there ahead of us. So we didn't lose as much time as we would have done pitting in the dry, because they're all obviously having to tiptoe around the final corner and into turn 1. But I can already feel immediately the inters are the right tyre to be on. You can see just how much grip I had in comparison, how much speed I'm able to get down on the track, and how quickly, as I say that, we nearly lose the car. Maybe a little bit too eager, but you can see how quickly already we've got on the back of Tsunoda and Magnussen here. We're going to the out inside of Tsunoda, and we're able to get around him there. And we're also going to the inside of Magnussen, and we're able to get him as well. So we're already up into 18th position. Where we're going to be looking to go on Alonso, we're going to be looking to go on the inside, or we're going to be looking to go on the outside, or split the cars completely in the middle and take 4 cars in one corner. What's going on there then? That's how slow that they are. So now up next we have Logan Sargent. We'll just drive around him like he's on 0% AI. No worries, thank you Sargent. But then he puts the battery down and absolutely flies ahead of me there as we go into the final chicane. But I managed to outbrake him and we get ahead there as we come onto lap 3. Up next, Sergio Perez in P12. Arguably a Red Bull out of position as we set the fastest lap there for 1:21.125. I'm going to go all the way around the outside of Sergio Perez there, like he stood still, up the inside of Ocon, and we're going to tuck him right behind Zhao into turn 3 here. Beautiful move, I'm very happy with that. Where are we going to be going for Zhao? We're right behind him there. Are we going to send one up the inside? Yes, we are. Not even an opposition for us in that kick Sauber. Up next, Daniel Ricciardo. Jack Villeneuve had a very hot take on Daniel this weekend, asking why is he in Formula 1? Well, with a move like that, nobody's sure. Up to P9 already in this race. Next up, Valtteri Bottas, the Finn. Are we going to be looking to the inside of him? We are. We're going to go right down the inside. Our braking is much later, and as we do that, we're almost down the outside of Lance Stroll, but we managed to get the traction down out of the hairpin much better than he is, and we fly past him there. P7 on the road by lap 3. Bearing in mind, at the start of lap 2, we were P20 on the road. At the end of lap 3, we are P7. So the AI really made a massive mistake here, not going on to the inters. Round the outside of Sainz there. Fastest lap of a 1:21. We're going to tuck him behind the McLaren of Piastri here. We've got the double McLaren duo up ahead of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. We go to the inside of Piastri and we just managed to out-drag him with much better traction there. And up next, Lando Norris. And where are we going to go with Norris? We look at the inside, he cuts it off there. We think better of it and we go to the inside of that corner too. Up next, George Russell, our pole sitter for the Canadian Grand Prix, which is today. Can he convert that into a victory, or is he going to become another victim of the reigning world champion Max Verstappen? We will have to see in today's race. But where are we going to get Russell? And we're looking to his outside here. We're going to go around the outside of Russell. Are we? Oh, we switched to the inside. He goes defensive. I'm not sure why, considering there was no way he was going to be able to defend from us on the intermediate tyres. Right up by Verstappen, he forces us onto the grass there, and we're around him before we get to the chicane, but he's trying back. He puts the battery down, he's powering towards the last chicane, but with us managing to get later on the brakes, there's nothing he could do. Up next, 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, and I beg to say that I don't think there's anything he can do. Up the inside of Lewis, probably make a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there, rear to front, and that is the end of that until we come into pit for dry tyres. We've made absolute massive gains in this race already as we skip to lap 10. The AI behind us has stopped and pitted for the hard tyres, so now everybody in this race is on the hard tyre. But we've managed to build a 31-second gap to P2, so the track is pretty much dry now. We're able to pit, come onto the medium tyre, and that'll be it for the race. We've got a 31-second gap. We're going to be on a better compound of tyre, arguably, than the rest of the field around us. We're not even going to see them by the end of this race. We pull into the pit box, get them intermediate tyres off, get the medium tyres on, and we're back out there for the rest of the Grand Prix. 8 more laps to go, and they're nowhere even in sight. There is nowhere to be seen the rest of the field there, and that was purely because of the advantage we gained on the intermediate tyre. You can see that it's a little bit squiggly still. It's probably still not perfect dry conditions, but it's certainly not intermediate conditions. As we come forward to lap 8, Verstappen has got Hamilton and he is 19 seconds behind us, but we have just been cruising, taking it easy to the finish here, and we're going to come across 19.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, and what a race. What a race.
Oh, superb driving That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
That's what they get for starting on the soft compound. I went straight to intermediates and absolutely obliterated them. And then went on to the mediums when I went on to the hards.
Magnificent drive and a great performance from the entire team to secure victory here in Canada.
Wow, that's 3 wins in a row. This clearly solidifies them as a seasoned contender. It's very tough to achieve 3 in a row, so very well done.
The quality and fantastic result of the Haas team will have been noticed by everybody else out there today. And you can see why everyone's taking them so seriously. These drivers will be hot property by the end of the season. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out. Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Well, that marks the end of episode 9 of Formula One 2024 career mode. What can I say? It's the AI's fault that they decided to start on the wet compound tyre. Absolutely ridiculous from them. But, you know, I guess that's the AI for you. That's what the AI do. So, yep, hopefully they fix that soon so we don't have such a massive victory next time out. But that being said, I've been the ProdigyCraft. Thank you for joining me for episode 9 of Formula 1 2024 career mode. And as I always say, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace out.